Hey, welcome back to Dana's Kitchen. I'm so glad you're back to join me today. It's been a little bit since I've made another video. I've been really busy, but I'm so glad I could make some time to come back and show you this great recipe. Now this one is called a cranberry orange shortbread cookie. Now I got this from a friend who I follow on Facebook, and she won a contest with these cookies. So I feel like they're really gonna be good. The surprising thing in these cookies is that they have no egg. So it's gonna be a log cookie that I'm gonna have to chill for 2 hours and then slice, but I think we'll go ahead and get those made. Now I've got 2 sticks of softened butter, and I let these sit out probably a good 30 minutes trying to get all my ingredients ready. So I'm gonna get those in the bowl. This is salted butter. I don't use anything but salted butter. I guess it won't make that much of a difference. So it takes 2 sticks of salted butter with a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar and then 1/4 cup of light brown sugar. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the sugars into the bowl. I'm supposed to cream these together. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that with my mixer, and let's get started. Hey, so I got the butter and the sugars all creamed together. The butter was a little bit harder than I thought it would be, so I had to work real hard to get everything combined. So now it says to add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, so I've got that right here. Okay, there we go. Just 1/2 teaspoon. Usually it's a teaspoon. So anyway, that goes in. It also says to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And what I did was I went ahead and added it to the flour. Now let me tell you about the flour. It's all-purpose flour. It's 2 cups plus 2 tablespoons of flour. And I added the 1/4 teaspoon of salt to this. So we're going to go ahead and combine the vanilla and add the flour gradually. So let's go ahead and start doing that. Okay, let's add a little bit more. Now I'm gonna add the rest of the flour. This is a really dry mixture with no eggs, so you can imagine it's getting really crumbly. Okay, now it says to stir in 3/4 cups of chopped cranberries. So I've got those. I'm gonna go ahead and put those. Oh, let me show you how crumbly it is first. You see how crumbly this mixture is? Okay, so I'm gonna stir these in. It's 3/4 cup of chopped strawberries and the zest of 1 orange. So I've got that in this bowl. So I'm gonna go ahead and add him in. Get everybody in the bowl. All right, like I said, we're gonna stir these in by hand so it won't crush the ingredients too much. Okay, so I'm gonna fold these in. I'm gonna stir from the bottom and put them towards the middle. Oh, that orange smells so good. Oh my goodness. Zest is something that really brings out the flavor of orange. So I'm getting all these stirred into the dough. It's looking beautiful. All right. Let you take a look at the mixture. Get all the goodie off. So now you can see everything's mixed in, and you can tell that it's gonna make a great cookie. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna form these into 2 groups, 2 logs, about the length of a butter knife each. So about this long each, okay? And I'll show you when I get those done. Hey, I made these into 2 logs, and let me show you what they look like. They're about the same length. They're about 6 or 7 inches long. And I'm gonna get some plastic wrap over them. Now the recipe says to refrigerate these for 2 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and we'll see you on the other side, okay? See you soon. Hey, welcome back. I got one of the logs out of the refrigerator. It's only been about an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm gonna test it and see how it cuts. We're supposed to cut 1/4 inch slices and put them on a baking sheet. So let's try to do this. It feels pretty solid, so I feel like it probably is fine to cut. Seems to be cutting fine. We're supposed to bake them on 350, 8 to 10 minutes until they're just barely brown. Then after they cool, we're going to make a glaze for them, and it has like orange juice in it, and it has powdered sugar. I'll have to go over the recipe a little bit later when we get to that point. But I just wanted you to see how solid they were after about an hour in the top of my refrigerator. And we're gonna get these on a baking sheet and get them in the oven. I think these are gonna be delicious. It's pretty tough to cut through too, so I feel like they're about 1/4 inch, and an hour was a good enough time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these on the baking sheet right here and get them in the oven. These are shortbread cranberry orange cookies. So I feel like they are gonna be so delicious. Let me move the pan closer so you can see how close I'm putting them. They don't have any, I used all-purpose flour, so they don't have any baking soda or any kind of leavening things in them. So I feel like they're probably not gonna rise much, you know. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get out my second one, slice that up, and I'll let you see it. So I filled 2 sheet pans and I put parchment paper down on both of them. I'm gonna bake them 8 to 10 minutes until they're barely colored. And I'll show you after they come out of the oven. All right, we're gonna let those bake and I'll be right back. Hey, well, I just took them out of the oven. They're barely brown. I baked them for about 13 or 14 minutes. Originally it said 10 to 12. So I thought it was 8 to 10, but it is actually 10 to 12 minutes. And I actually baked them 2 more minutes past that. So I baked them about 14 minutes. They're really soft. But let me tell you about this glaze that I made. You use 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 teaspoons of Karo syrup, and you mix that up. Then you add as much orange juice squeezed into a tablespoon at a time to get it to the consistency that you could drizzle over the cookies. I've done that here, and you can see that. When they cool completely, they're supposed to cool completely in the pan. When they cool completely, that's when I'll come back and I'll put the glaze over the cookies. So right now I'm gonna leave them and let them cool, and I'll see you whenever we're ready to do the glaze. Hey, I went ahead and glazed these cookies that I took out first, and I wanted to show you how easy it is. Let me turn my camera so you can see me glaze these cookies. Okay, so what I did was I mixed, the 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of butter, and 2 teaspoons of Karo syrup, and enough orange juice to make it, glazy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just dropping the glaze over the top of it, and then what I do is just do that on each cookie. And then, so I won't make you wait too long, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spread it with the back of a spoon on the top of each cookie. That way it'll be all over the top of the cookie and it won't be like running off or anything if it does. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue glazing these cookies, and I'm so glad you joined me today. These cookies I've already tasted one, and they are delicious. They're light, they're tasty, they're just like good with, I think they'd be good with coffee or hot cocoa, hot tea, something like that. They are delicious, and I hope you make them. I'm so happy to see y'all today, and I hope that you're doing well. I am planning on making another couple of videos in the next couple of days or next weekend. I'll be out of town next weekend, but as soon as I get back, I'll try to make some more. And I appreciate y'all being here today, and hopefully you'll have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for joining me.